All right, let's get to it. What's up, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Chris, and this is my channel. We love comics, and I got another unboxing video. A comic I just recently bought, actually delivered pretty quickly, so very happy about that. And I just really want to keep reiterating to people about how deals are always out there. Don't let anyone else discourage you by telling you the market is horrible or it's a bad time to buy comics or no one's willing to be flexible. I mean, for anyone to generalize like that, um, I just let's just put it this way. You can listen to whatever you want, you can believe whatever you want, but I want to continue to show you that deals are always out there, and I got one here, and I'd love to hear your opinion as usual. So if you want to join the live chat, one of the things I like to do these days is see what people would be willing to pay for a book or books that I buy and do an unboxing with to see and show you what kind of deals are out there. Now, sometimes you got to make them happen. I've had many comics that I have purchased where the person just listed a book and they just had to buy it now and didn't even have a best offer available, but I contacted them. I made it happen. It doesn't always work, but it's like asking like 50 different people out on a date. Who cares if 49 reject you if one does, if one accepts? That's the one you always focus on. So don't always focus on the odds or the limited range you might think you have. Even when it comes to selling a book, you only need one person. So same thing with somebody selling a book that you're trying to get a deal on. You can have 500 people reject your offers on the same book over and over again, and then just one person comes along and you get even a better deal than what you originally thought you could get. So don't limit yourself. All right, so while I'm waiting for people to see that I am in the live chat, I mean, this is a Sunday, so I'm sure plenty of people are out barbecuing or doing things. It's raining here right now, so that's out of the question for me. I'm going to be picking my wife up from the airport. She was visiting her family for the past 3 or 4 days. But I want to give a shout out to my Patreon members. We are currently at 12 Patreon members. If we can get up to 20 paid Patreon members, the contest will start. So we're not too far away, and it will happen every month. We have 20 paid and up because there'll be different levels. But the minimum I do right now before the contest, so you have something that comes out of it, is I will do a shout out in every video that I do. I usually just put your first name because I won't give somebody's full personal information out on the internet. But if you want me, instead of just your first name, if you want me to promote something like your YouTube channel or a place that you sell stuff, let me know when you sign up by contacting me at peacefulfeelings@yahoo.com. I have no problem with doing that. So the shout outs go to Carl, Sith, Scott, Michael B., Kevin W., James R., Herbert R., Dan L., Kim N., Annabelle N., which is our latest member. If you have Facebook, Darth Bleak asked me, instead of just using his YouTube name, if he could have you look up Stephen L. Turk, author, on his Facebook page and tell him We Love Comics sent you. So go check him out. He's written a book, and I would love to get that autographed copy that he said that he would be willing to offer me. Even if it doesn't happen, the thought that counts matters to me. But he can contact me at peacefulfeelings@yahoo.com when he gets the chance. And last but not least, Silver Age Surfer _comics on Instagram. So if you have Instagram, go check out Silver Age Surfer _comics and tell him We Love Comics sent you. So as you can see here, there's going to be different levels of giveaways that we're going to be doing once we get to the 20 paid members. And as you can see, the bonuses are going to get better as you go. There is no minimum requirement other than the minimum requirement that Patreon asks anybody to do when they sign up for anybody's account. It's a $2 minimum. But I'm not telling people you have to spend $10 or $20 to be eligible for the contest. You could do bare minimum. But you get one entry for every $2 you apply to your monthly Patreon account. You can change that periodically, do whatever you want. But if you do $10 in one month, you'll get 5 entries. So the more you put in, the more entries you'll receive. But even if you do the minimum, you'll get at least one entry every month. And also, like you see with Silver Age Surfer _comics, The person who has the highest amount given, and I'll never mention the amount unless you want me to, always gets mentioned last when I do the Patreon member shout outs. So if you want to figure out what that is because you wanted to be that person, again, you can contact me at peacefulfeelings@yahoo.com and we can discuss that privately. I won't put anybody's information out there because whether somebody does the minimum or, does the maximum, which I don't know if there is one, um, I appreciate you nonetheless. So, looking to do some trades. As you can see here, there's a whole bunch of comics I'm looking to acquire via trade. It helps you both parties save on taxes, keeps the government out, allows somebody to be able to get a comic without spending any money that they may or may not have at that moment, and something that could be beneficial to both parties. So I did a video about a week or two ago showing an updated version of all the books I would be willing to trade. Anything in any video you've ever seen of mine, at the very least, you can ask about. Even some of the Star Wars toys and different things you see on the walls, if you think that would help acquire the trade, make it happen. Again, contact me peacefulfeelings@yahoo.com. So, we got James Logan in the house. Welcome. So, they didn't put it in a box this time. Like I said, it doesn't always work, but it does feel like they did add some cardboard. There are actually, in theory, because I haven't opened it yet, there are 3 comics in here, but I pretty much bought it just for the main comic. But what I would like to do is, if you're watching this live, or if you're watching it later, you could pause the video. Okay, so they did do a little bit of cardboard, but it seems to have arrived intact. As usual, before I give the price, I always give people the opportunity to tell me if they had the ability to buy this book, what would be the highest you would be willing to pay for the auction, and then I'll reveal the price later. So if you want to contribute to that, please do. So the first one, not a big deal. Second one, okay, but again, I bought it mainly for the third and final comic. So the first one is a nice, sharp, colorful Daredevil number 184. I don't know if there's any major significance in this book. I don't believe there is, but it is part of the Frank Miller series. So any Frank Miller series of Daredevil is definitely going to be worth acquiring. But obviously, this isn't $1,000 book or anything like that. But again, I didn't buy this set for that. Next one is a Silver Age Daredevil. Again, I don't think there's any major significance of this book, but still, to me, I consider these throw-ins. This is Daredevil number 17. Uh, Probably mid-grade. From what I'm looking at, obviously I'd have to look at the whole book, but this looks like with the pressing and dry cleaning, probably between a 5 and a 6 just by looking at the front cover. But obviously, if I'm going to get a book graded, I'm going to look at the whole thing because I don't want to be like so many people when they grade books, they look at the front cover and say, oh, it's a 9.8. You don't know that if you don't open the book, you don't look at the back of the book. But from judging this, and this is probably a book I would never get graded, looks to be about a 5.5. You could see this barely, especially when you see a lot of black, not like maybe 1 or 2 little small spines ticks. So for a Silver Age book, looks pretty decent. All right, but this is the one I bought it for. So if anybody's watching this live, if you want to put in the live chat what price you would have paid for this set, you could do that if you want to pause it, because I always appreciate people leaving comments. But this is the main reason I bought the book. Daredevil number 7, which is a big key because this is the first time he has his red suit and he gets rid of what I used to call the banana suit. So let's take a look at this book because this is the main reason why I bought this. The other 2 basically are throw-ins, especially the first one I showed. But I want to make sure. Now this one, I knew this when I bought it. It does have a little tear there. That's probably an 1.5 inch tear. Staples are intact. Off-white pages. Centerfold is intact. Staples are nice and silver. I don't see any of the coupons cut out. And both staples are intact. So it does look like it could use a pressing because there is a crease right here. I don't know if you could see it right there. That goes like this diagonal, but that's non-color breaking. So this would probably get with that tear between a 4.5 to maybe a 5.5 after pressing. So I would say it looks a little bit nicer than what the images were. And you always want to be careful, especially if there's a tear in the back when you're putting it back, because if you rush it, it could clip the top of the backing board and rip it even more. So you want to be careful about that. So if anybody wants to comment, like I said, either live or pause the video if you're watching it later, what would be the maximum amount if you were on eBay right now and saw these three for sale? What would be the maximum amount you would be willing to pay for this trio? So if you want to pause it, you can. You can comment if you can. Especially with Daredevil, the series going to be coming to Marvel. Um, I really think they've done a lot of reshoots. I think maybe they're finally starting to give up on the DEI, and I think you're going to start seeing, hopefully, fingers crossed, more movies like what the Deadpool Wolverine movie seems like it's going to be. So I'm very enthusiastic with, it seems the darker times are fading in the distance. Now, I'm not going to guarantee that because I never thought Disney would do what they've been doing for the past few years. So you never know. But I really think if they are interested in making money and not continuously losing money like they had for the past couple of years, there's probably a reason why they're doing reshoots to try and improve things, to give the fans what they've been yearning for the past few years since basically Endgame. I would say also the last Spider-Man movie, but after that, it kind of went downhill from there, in my opinion. Now, you might love them. That's great. All right, so this person had a buy it now. I think he had a best offer. I'm not sure, or she. I don't know who the seller is. But they had this originally for $200, which, in itself, I think, especially for a mid-grade Daredevil #7, first appearance of his red suit, I think that in itself is a good deal. But I do believe it did have a best offer. So to me, unless it's like, if this was a $50 sale or best offer, I would not even attempt to make a best offer. I'd buy it right away because 9 out of 10 times, if I tried to do a best offer on something that's already really below the value, somebody else would have came along and taken it before the person even had the chance to either reject it, recept it, or accept it, or even see it. So if it was super low, I wouldn't take the chance. But I had a feeling I would get this. I didn't get major discount, but enough. Actually, I could say I did, considering percentage wise. They had it listed for 200. I got it for 125. So basically about a 45% discount, almost 50%. So even though the numbers may not look like a big deal percentage wise, yeah, I basically almost got it for half price. So with shipping and handling, it came out to $147.84. This book in a 5.5 is, as of now, probably around the $300 range, I would say. But I don't base things, like I've said in many videos, I don't base things on where they've been or where they are. I base my speculation on where they're headed. You know, you don't want to invest in a stock with a company that's reached its peak. You want one that maybe is just starting to invent new things and come up with ideas. Like if somebody got into, let's just say, I won't say the real name, but Renvidia, if you know what I'm talking about. If you got that months ago, you could see where they're headed and where they're still headed. Projections are what counts. So to me, Daredevil #7 is a key issue regardless. But with Daredevil coming and them doing the reshoots to probably, hopefully, again, fingers crossed, to make it better and more for the fans. I mean, this book to me is just going to continue to go up. So that's it. So I paid, like I said, with shipping and handling and taxes from eBay, it came out to $147.84. If I would have bought it for the regular 200, it would have probably been about 240, $230 range. So, Junk Drunk says, "Hi, Chris. Why don't you auction off your carded Star Wars figures?" Um, I mean, if somebody ever wanted to make an offer, I think the reason I haven't is I don't have enough of them to make a good auction and I don't really know the values. I mean, I like displaying them, but I mean, like I said in the beginning, when I do trades, if anybody thought, like, for example, this original Star Wars Darth Vader 12 back would be available for trade, or if somebody wanted to make me an offer to buy it, or for example, I have one of the 12-inch Darth Vader figures. This came out in, I think it's, see, this says 1996 or 1998, so it's not the original from, the 70s. And the Power of the Force ones are all like mid 90s. But I mean, if somebody wanted to make me an offer of something, I'll be more than happy to list it. But my people are primarily comic book investors. I mean, here's another. This is an original Empire Strikes Back AT Commander. Problem is when my mother shipped it, his head popped through and ripped that. And the same thing with this one, which I was really disappointed in, but I can't blame my mother. She doesn't really know. This one got smashed. I had to tape the bottom because the whole plastic got crushed and ripped. But this is an original Star Wars Return of the Jedi. I mean, if somebody wanted to make an offer, I'd be more than happy to listen. But I don't think I have enough worth uh, being able to do a live auction for it. But again, if that helps me get a trade, I'll be more than happy to think about it. Junk Trunk says you should find out if the carded 12 back has the telescoping saber. If it does, it's worth thousands. Um, I don't know how you'd be able to tell that. I mean, it does have right there the ability for it to move. So I don't know if that's what you're talking about. Like I said, I haven't collected Star Wars in a long time. I mean, I saw the original Star Wars when I was a kid in 1977. Absolutely loved it. Luke Skywalker was my hero. But what they've done to Star Wars and how Mark Hamill has been acting lately, I mean, he's gone over the deep end. Has definitely sold, in my opinion, sold his soul to the demigods, if you know what I mean. I've lost all respect for him, and my hero is dead as far as I'm concerned. But I don't know if that's what you meant, if that's considered the telescopic lens, the saber. I mean, you could let me know. Since you said that, you probably know a lot more about these than I did. I mean, I used to have all the figures when I was a kid. Um, yeah, the Acolyte sucks. Honestly, I wouldn't know. I won't watch any of the stuff. I have no interest in investing a single moment, even if I could watch it for free, in that garbage. And that's just my opinion. I mean, there's plenty of people that'll like it, and I will never discourage anyone or make them feel bad if they like something, even if I don't. I'm not one of those channels, but yeah, I was I bought the when the newest Star Wars movies first came out, and they were talking about Luke Skywalker coming back and Han Solo coming back and everything. I fell for their trap. I bought the first day showings. I was excited when I watched that movie. I was like, that's just a rehash of the original Star Wars. You didn't see Luke at all. You barely saw the other people that many people were tricked into thinking was going to be what the movie was about. And then after that, I just saw less and less of it. And it angered me at the end when, or the beginning of the next movie, which I didn't pay in the movie theater. I saw it for free. I don't remember where or whose house or whatever. But when Luke took his original lightsaber and threw it over his shoulder, that angered me because that's not something that Luke would have ever done if it was written correctly. They just really destroyed that character. But like I said, Mark Hamill has basically destroyed his own reputation at this point, in my opinion. So, what used to be something I held dearly in my heart, I could give a rat's behind about. So, yeah, Disney definitely ruined Star Wars. It's unfortunate, but you know what? If somebody loves Star Wars enough to want any of those and make me an offer that I can't refuse, because I mean, as much as I hate these characters now and what Disney did, I mean, I know this thing is valuable. If somebody offered me 50 bucks after I'm done laughing, I would say, when you're ready to make a realistic offer, let me know. But if somebody offered me fair market value for those, I have no attachment to them whatsoever anymore. So I would be glad to either trade it or sell it. So if somebody wants to make an offer, they can. All right, so that is the story, and I'm sticking to it. Since we only have a couple of people in the live chat, like I said, this is Sunday afternoon, so most people are out. I don't blame them. But everybody that's in here is going to be today's surprise subscriber shout-outs. So let's go through the list right here. We have, and I'm going to change this so you don't have to look at my ugly mug. James Logan. We got Junk Drunk. Jeremy, and I think that might be it. Yes, so all three of you are today's surprise subscriber shoutouts. That means any one of you can put a comment with your link to either your YouTube channel if you make videos, to your social network if you have one, or to something that you might sell on Amazon, eBay, etc., etc. Now, it doesn't have to be comic book related, but those are going to do the best. I will promote anything as long as it's suitable for all audiences. So, for example, I'm not going to promote a prank channel or somebody that's selling adult content, things of that nature. So if you post a link, it's not going to show up right away. It's going to go directly to spam. This keeps trolls and spammers from trying to put inappropriate links onto my channel. So if you happen to see a link, it's only there because I approved it and I verified it. So if you see a link in the comment section, go support our fellow YouTubers and let's show these people what a real community is all about, how we work together. Now, if anybody's going to post a link, that's the surprise subscriber shout out. Again, you don't have to be a subscriber, but you can hit subscribe if you want. Introduce yourself. Don't just post a link. Let people know if they click on the link where it's going to take them to. Because if you just do the basics, you're probably not going to get anybody to watch. And as you can see, I don't get a lot of views on my channel. So the one thing I can tell you is I may not get the huge numbers, but I definitely have quality people that keep coming back over and over again. So thank you so much for watching. Let me know in the comment section what you would have paid for those comics. Do you think I got a deal? Do you think I overpaid? Always love to hear your opinion. So thanks for watching, everybody. I hope you enjoy the rest of your weekend. And don't forget, it's not you. It is not I. It is We Love Comics. Come join my Patreon. We need 20 to get to the contest. We're currently at 12. Go to patreon.com/We Love Comics. We're showing you all the different levels of contests I'm going to be giving away. You can pause that if you want or watch from the beginning. You get one entry for every $2 that you apply to your monthly Patreon account with We Love Comics. And if you have any of these books seen on the screen, I'd love to do a trade with you. And again, if one of those Star Wars toys you see on the walls or on these shelves, tickle your fancy, and you think that would help make the trade happen, don't hesitate to ask. Worst I can do is say no. So thanks for watching, everybody. Let me know what you thought about my AI art. And don't forget, it's not you. It is not I. It is We Love Comics. Enjoy the rest of your day, everybody. I'll see you next video. And don't forget to have your trolls spayed or neutered.